Do you ever feel like society is just feeding you the new product? That about a year later, they're going to have a new one, and we're going to have to replace that? You ever feel like certain things are just designed to break? Our software is going to brick our old phones, so we have to get a new one. Even the fashion industry, sometimes I think they're screwing with us. Let's talk about it today. Planned obsolescence.
So I'm Dan.
And I'm Nick, folks.
We're old friends dissecting one topic at a time. People, technology, media, we've got it all covered.
Each discussion here is a deep dive into our unique perspective. The taboo, forbidden subjects, they're all on the chopping block, baby. We don't pander to popular opinion. We might even get a little bit dirty.
Warning, this podcast may contain mature language and sexual content, and is for infotainment purposes only.
So join us. Have a good time.
Open up your ear holes, because we're going to fondle your follicles. Alright, so we're back here.
We're back. Oh my goodness. Where did that go? Oh, there you are.
I'm Dan.
Uh-oh. I'm Nick.
Ba-ding.
Goodness gracious. Ba-ding. That means we're live. Lucky us.
And we're obsolete.
We might be at this point.
Yeah, we could be. What's the definition?
So what is... I got it right here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a policy of producing consumer goods that rapidly become obsolete and so require replacing, achievable by frequent changes in design, termination of supply of spare parts, and the use of non-durable materials. So it's essentially just like, hey, we're going to screw you over. And your product that you just bought for $300, $200, whatever it is, it's not going to last forever, that's for sure. It's not going to last more than 2 years.
I think that happens with a lot of different things nowadays. I feel like in the olden days things last longer because they had to, but maybe it didn't happen that way.
Well, I think it started with, what's his name? I almost said Ford.
Alfred.
He was involved. Yeah. Yeah, you're on the Wikipedia page. Good on you.
Yeah. Alfred P. Sloan Jr.
Yeah. He actually didn't start it. I think he said it was someone else's idea, didn't he? 1920s or so? 1930s?
Yeah, it was 1924.
Yeah, there you go.
It was about like redoing the exterior or the body of a car, even though the internal components were exactly the same. So you felt like you needed to buy the next model because it's different.
I think GM was the first company to do every year new model.
That sounds about right.
Because before they used to make the cars all unibody, and because they were changing so much every year, they made these something on frame.
Body on frame.
Yeah, body on frame. So they could switch out the body and the frame. They could do cosmetic designs. And then Henry Ford at the time was like, this is no good. I want to make a quality car for the people, and you're just shamming them. But GM overtook them in sales. It's because they were coming out with something new every year. Ooh, did you get the 1944 whatchamacall? Oh, 44's out? That's incredible. I only had the 42.
So
made them feel like less than.
This is the first bit that drives me nuts, is the cosmetic aspect of things. There's no reason to buy a new one if it works, but people do it all the time. They do it with cars. They do it with fashion.
Phones, fashion. I used to wear ski goggles. Remember Seth Green used to wear these? I
guess.
Yeah.
He used to wear them casually without skiing.
Yeah. He would just wear them around like it was a cool look. I used to wear my upside down visor all the time. Cool look. I still have that visor. Still works. But if nothing's wrong with your ski goggles, why stop wearing them? I'm not going to fall for planned obsolescence. Guess what? Still got them. Still rock them. Go to the grocery store. Wore these today to the grocery store. Someone looking at me like, what? And I was like, it still works, pal. Because think about it. None of these things stop working. Clothing is the biggest one with planned obsolescence.
True. I have shirts that are 20 years old.
And none of your clothes, you don't wear them because they broke or that you need new parts to repair them. You know what I mean? Take, for instance, tie-dye, bringing it back. Because I think tie-dye was a cool look. Just because big business thinks it's time to move on. Not me. Bought this shirt 15 years ago. I'm going to wear it till I'm dead. You know what I'm saying? Same with these bad boys. Suspenders, better than a belt. I think they're incredible. So, that was the whole bit. That's why I wore it.
Bit.
Yeah, but it was, that's all I had. So I'd rather take off my hat. It's kind of hot here.
Yeah, there's a period in my life where I bought nice shirts, like dress shirts, and then like ties and stuff, because I guess that's what you're supposed to do. So they set you up for these different like phases of life where you're supposed to get old and then buy certain things. I don't know that exists anymore, really. I feel like there's a millennial blur that like we'll just wear whatever. I'll wear a hoodie like every day. It's fine.
Well, think of this. I think we went through that too. Do you remember like the Will Smith era? Like when what's this show called? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Uh-huh.
Like, we were probably dressing like total jack-offs, everyone in our teenage years when that show came out.
Highlight color,
like, we
parachute pants.
And like, oh yeah, dude, everything. And like, the old folks were probably like, you can wear your dungarees just fine. You don't need this flashy flazam, high fluting, hollering, colored pants, whatever. I don't know. But it happens to everybody, every generation. Right now, I guess the new people are doing it. I don't know.
Because we don't know.
You can probably tell the way people dress. We talked about this before. You wouldn't know. Like, I can tell when someone's older just by the way they dress or the way they walk or the way they're driving. Or I don't know. Like, there's tells that I don't really know outwardly, but I can tell inwardly. And I was telling you at one point that we could be playing a video game and chatting with someone online, but like there's certain probably tells that are like old people.
Words? Certain words, certain
Maybe,
slang.
Yeah, probably.
The way you say things.
Wow, cool match, dude. Imagine saying that and in Fortnite and everyone's doing their moves and they're like, did he just say cool match, dude? Is he 40? Let's get him again, pals. So, rally the troops. Booyah! We really busted up them other teams.
Shazbot. That's tribes.
Oh,
Shazbot. What so planned obsolescence is not illegal.
That's what I thought was crazy. So Apple could make an iPhone 9, and make it a 12, whatever the hell.
Literally a week.
Yeah, intentionally. They would make it brick in a week, and they are legally allowed to do that. You're like, no, they can't. Yeah, they sure as hell can. Now, if word got out, I mean, no one would buy their product, but...
Yeah, their reputation would be ruined, you would think.
France passed a law in 2016 where companies selling consumer goods have to say on their label or whatever how long the lifetime expectancy is.
Yeah, they have to disclose the durability of each item.
That's a good law. That is a good law.
Yeah,
I like that.
That makes sense. I don't know how you determine that, but
you could probably fudge the numbers still, like V-dubs did with their emissions or whatever. But but still, I mean, you'd have an idea. You can't say it lasts 40 years when it lasts 2 years. Like, you know what I mean?
So do you think the phone thing with software updates slowing down the phone, do you think that happens?
I think about this all the time because what I think happens is that the processors get faster in these phones and they have more RAM. So I think what happens is programs want to utilize that ability. So the programs, all the apps, all the things we have on our phone, they get rewritten to utilize more RAM, more of the hardware stuff, like the more powerful hardware. Yeah. And in doing so, they're accidentally, not on purpose, but not on purpose, making it so that an older phone that has a slower processor is actually not utilizing itself to its fullest to use the apps in question, to use the software. Like it's making it more streamlined for the newer stuff. And in doing so, it might complicate, there could be something really simple in programming that now there's a hiccup because the old programming, the way they did it with the old software, the old hardware, it's not conducive to. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're trying to say. Okay. Yeah, that there's certain limitations to the hardware, and you're hitting those limitations by new software, which is trying to use more and more of your hardware's capabilities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you. You said it much easier and cleaner than I did. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now you didn't get any specifics.
I don't know. I forget what specific phone was it that they intentionally.
The Note.
The Note phone, was it?
There's a Note phone where they made it so that you couldn't replace the battery and stuff like that, and that's the one that was catching fire. So you don't know what they did?
Oh.
They said everyone has to send back their Note 7s, and we'll refund you a certain amount. Well, there were something like 2% of users in the United States who never sent their phone back. They said, no, we're keeping it. You can't make me send it back.
Left them on the airplane, yeah.
So do you know what they did?
What?
Samsung built in software in each update to make the phone slower and slower, and eventually literally bricked all the ones left so that they would not recharge anymore because they didn't want to be culpable for another fire or an explosion or whatever. So they purposely bricked those phones so that they weren't dangerous.
Oh,
isn't that wild?
What? Like, that's such bullshit. Like, this is this is my fear in the future. Like, everything will be a subscription. Like, everything that was Microsoft, all those pirated versions that people use, and like software that you could just download and it would work forever without having updates. Like, now you get updates forced on you. You can't choose whether something gets updated or not. It's like you have to fight to roll it back if you even can. It's like you no longer have control over it.
Does that happen with like Windows 10 and stuff like that?
Yeah. It's like forcing updates on you. And then like Office 365, that's a subscription service. So like you no longer own the software that's on your computer. It's just essentially streaming software to you. It's really weird if you think about it.
I actually don't use it. I use whatever Google uses to like interact with
Google
it.
Docs?
Yeah. And that's free to a degree. Nothing in the world's free. I guess we're giving them all my personal data. But
so was there ever a thing that pissed you off? Because I have one. I have an example of my wife had these like this little like it's almost like a quarter size thing that you'd let it heat up and it would get so hot that it would like kill zits, like the bacteria in zits.
Is it called a cigarette lighter in a car? Which they're obsolete, by the way. I think that's hilarious. For anyone younger than us listening, cars in the right under the dashboard, like kind of where the shifter was, there'd be this little thing with like a cigarette symbol on it, and you would push it in, and it would heat up red hot, and you'd pull it out, and you'd be able to light your cigarette with it. And the doors, like by your window, had built-in ashtrays. How wild is that?
Yeah, the little plastic the thing with the pop up and then have the little circle on it.
Yeah, the metal. Yeah, usually I think it was metal. Or no, there were some plastic ones. But either way, that's crazy.
They still have cigarette lighters.
They have that hole, but now it's just for phone chargers, essentially. I don't think there's ever a cigarette lighter in there.
Really? They don't put...
I think so.
We're going to have to look at this. Making cigarettes obsolete. So, anyway, the zit, it's not a popper. It's just like...
heater?
Yeah, it would just kill the bacteria. But I was like, this seems pretty decent because it seemed to work. Turns out it had like a number of charges to it. So the battery and everything was completely fine, but it would have a counter, so you could only use it 100 times, and then you had to buy another one.
Yeah, that's how planned obsolescence works. Your product has a built-in death timer. Dun dun dun. You know what the biggest horseshit one of all is, right?
No.
Ooh, it's printers. Not printers. The
cartridges.
The ink things.
Oh yeah, before they're even dead. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what they're programmed? Especially from inkjet. I think there was a lawsuit where like Hamilton versus inkjet or Hansen versus I think it began with an H. Now I can't remember. But anyway, dude sued inkjet because he was buying these friggin' crazy expensive ink things. Cartridges. Thank you.
Yep.
I couldn't think of the word. He would buy them and stick them in there, and he would monitor their use. And he found that they stop working and say low ink. You have to buy a new one, and because it's a microchip, like it recognizes it. So every time you put it back in, it's like, no, this one's out of ink. You have to get a new one.
This is not a genuine ink refill.
But if you actually measured the ink inside, it's around 50% is left. It depends on the use. Could be 40%, something like that. So it's a built-in timer, and they were getting away with it. He won $5 million worth of inkjet products.
Oh, coupon.
I think something ridiculous like that. And I was like, you better buy a lot of ink. Oof.
So is this?
But that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's legal, and companies that do it should be shamed, but usually they're not.
No, shot. Yeah, shot. I
shoot
said it.
The company, an abstract thing.
Firing squad. Their building, their idea, their stock. Shoot it all.
Yeah. But it seems weird that we put up with this sort of stuff. Like, people become beholden to a product, and then they don't fight back when a product does bullshit like that.
Because there's a next product to take its place right away. We're real quick on that.
And the company, I guess, that does it makes more money, so then they can build a better product or return the value back to the stockholders?
That's in theory what happens. So planned obsolescence isn't a bad thing because it helps lower the price of the item. Now, over the long term, it doesn't, but on the short term, it does. So a famous thing is that people use really crappy materials. Like, who's the computer company that makes like super cool gaming computers? Like iBuy Computer, iBuy Hardware. No, I don't think Alienware is as culpable in this. There's a company called like iBuy Power or PC Power, and you can like get ready-made power PC rigs. And what it is it tells you the video card and it tells you the RAM, but then it doesn't tell you that it uses the crappiest power supply. It uses fans that are like the cheapest ones in the
Dell
world.
Computers, minimum specs.
Yeah.
Capable.
Mm-hmm. Minimum and all the other stuff. They cheap out. It's even like probably a knockoff of the famous power supply that is cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So like they can get away with that, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's going to fail first.
So
there's another good one, kids' toys. You know, all kids' toys are made that way with plastic gears because they're made to break.
They're snappable.
I mean,
all those things inside.
Yeah, if it were a metal gear, it would last forever, and then no one wants that because then your kid would have a toy forever. Ugh.
I thought it was copyright infringement.
For a Metal Gear?
Metal Gear Solids, yeah.
Damn it, I was going to say Metal Gear Solid joke, and you just beat me to it by like 1 second. 1 single second.
Yep.
I was going to say Liquid. No, it's not.
Solid Snake.
Yeah, Solid's good. David Hayter, shout out. He listens to the podcast. Big fan. He actually sent me a picture of his wife. Beautiful lady. I don't know why he sent it. He put hearts around it. He did the little eggplant emoji. I don't know what's going on, but he wants to have a party, and I guess I'm coming.
Party in your garden.
To the party.
Your forbidden garden. So what's the oldest thing in your possession? Like, I guess...
My mom found my Z-Bots.
Your Z-Bots?
Yeah, Z-Bots were like rip-off Transformers, if you Google it. I had like 7 favorites, but I probably had like 20 total, but 7 were like... Did you have them?
I actually, this is weird, because my parents sent me a box of Legos, and the Z-Bots were in there.
Z-Bots.
I have a lot of Z-Bots.
My mom sent me this picture like 2 weeks ago. I haven't gotten them yet, so I got to go over there and get them. I want my Z-Bots. I had Buzzsaw. I had a dude with yellow with black. I had
the one that was like Wolverine.
Yeah, the yellow and black one. He had like claw fingers.
I missed that guy. The hockey guy with the hockey stick. Did you have that guy?
I didn't have a hockey guy. That's cool. No, I probably wanted him.
Hold on. I gotta look it up.
Oh, there's a dude with drill arms.
Yeah,
and like wheels. Yeah, dude.
There's one that looked like Johnny Five.
Yeah. Did he have drill arms? No. Did he have the buzzsaw? That was Buzzsaw.
I'm looking at all the different guys.
Yeah, the saw was in his hand. Either way.
It's weird because the characters that you apply to these people, it's like immediately. Once I saw them, I was like, I remember, yeah.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
I think I had all of these guys.
But you meant like a physical object that...
This
counts, but not really because I didn't have it for the past 15 years.
That's true. It wasn't constantly in your possession.
Yeah. Let me think of something that's lasted for a long time. My bass guitar is sitting over there. One of the strings fell off.
Oldest furniture? Because furniture kind of gets old, but not really. Certain types do.
Yeah, like my bed. It's not in my house. It's still in my parents' house, but it was my bed through my whole life, and it's still standing, and now they use it for the grandkids, so that's kind of cool. And I think it was my parents' bed when they first moved into the new house.
Themselves.
Yeah, that's crazy. They made me in that bed, and then I got it. Gross. But if I ever have my son sleep over there, I didn't make him in that bed. Never mind.
I think the oldest thing I have is this desk. It's this desk I bought right before I went to college.
Wow.
IKEA. Quality product.
Ironically, my hamper from college still works. The foldable plastic thing.
Yeah. It's
got holes in it, but it still works.
Yeah, it's functional.
Mm-hmm.
We're very practical people here on the Panders.
Mm-hmm.
Is anything that went from high school to college? Was there any object that you brought with you that survived the test of time?
My speakers did, actually. I bought Polk.
Weird. Yeah, me too.
I actually switched them when I upgraded this computer, but they're still really good speakers. I think they're the Polk Audio 2.0. Klipsch. Oh, they were Klipsch. Yeah. Klipsch Pro Media 2.1s.
I had some Bose.
To the point where...
Still use those?
check this. How much stuff did you repair? Like that kind of stuff. Like I repaired a flange tip on my Klipsch Pro Medias. I repaired something on the subwoofer. Like I've repaired. Like do you repair stuff like that?
One of the few things I bought used and never had to repair it is those Bose speakers that are still in use today.
Really? Never had to fix them? That's pretty awesome. Shout out Bose. If you guys want to be our donators, how do you bust them up though? I don't put these guys through much stress anymore.
No. You can't really get too loud until people start getting pissed at you.
Man, I'm getting the urge to just blast these puppies.
I could call them the speakers. I don't know that.
So here's a dad one. I bought a weed whacker from Lowe's or somewhere. Costs like $120, maybe 130. Mm-hmm. I'm not good with machines and fixing things, but
electric, gas?
Gas. I want gas. Anyway, I would bang it on the ground because I always wound the head the wrong way and whatever. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it would work. Yeah. After time, I bent the spool shaft that goes into a part in there. But I could still use it. So something else went on a starter. I replaced it for like $15 online. I found it plus $4 shipping. I was like, not bad. So then there's another part that went on it, and from banging the head, I could just replace the thread that goes into it. You screw it on backwards with a weed whacker. Anyway, replaced it. Eventually, that spool shaft got so bent, I had to replace that. So I found the blueprints for the whole thing online, and it's the only part that's not available for sale. So I called the company, and they assured me to someone else. And this is like over 4 months of not weed whacking. And I found a lady told me that she's almost 100% sure the part is included in this. So I bought it for like $28 plus $9 shipping. Mm-hmm. I got it. Fixed it. Eureka. Recently something else went wrong with it. And I put like 15 more bucks into it. And I added all this up, and I was like, wow, I just spent like $88 on my weed whacker over 2 years. And there was a commercial yesterday for a weed whacker from Lowe's for $105. And I was like, damn it. I should have bought a new weed whacker.
So companies do that too. It's like everything else is fine except for that one part, and then they choose not to resupply that part. That's like cars.
Or they make it real hard to find.
Yeah. They discontinue something, so you have to go like aftermarket products.
There are laws about that, though. You're not allowed to discontinue parts for a thing you have to broadcast it or announce when you're going to stop making the part. And there's probably a minimum. It's probably like 2 years. I have no idea. I'm making this up. And it might be different for lawn care versus computer parts. I have no idea. Whew. Planned obsolescence sucks.
I don't have a very quick answer. No.
All right, that's fine. I'll just beat around the bush. Planned obsolescence is bad, folks. It's the reason everything sucks.
I'm just looking at the Z-bots now.
Apart.
Did you get the punch dude? The boxing guy?
Nah, that sounds pretty cool. Like I said, I probably had 20 total, but 7 were my favorite guys. And I would bring them everywhere and stuff.
Yeah, me too. Did you go to the outlets? Did you go like an outlet and then buy a bunch of them? There's like knockoff toy stores that had these Z-bots.
Oh,
I remember them. I remember buying them.
No, we weren't made of money to buy these $4 toys.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
I feel like that's the other cool thing. When you bought these, I feel like they came to a package. I feel like it was in clear bubble with like on a cardboard board. Yep. And then if you flipped it over on the back, they probably were like all of them. So you could see them all and lather
collections, up. Yeah.
Oh.
Like your Goosebumps. Do you ever buy Goosebumps?
See, we could do a whole episode on collections.
Yeah. We should do.
We'll save that.
Yeah. We'll save that. Write that down.
Let's get back on.
Take a note.
Ooh, collections. And I don't mean church. Take me to church. That's a pretty uplifting song.
So that leads us into our other obsolescence topic is what's not obsolete. What do people make that is intended to last forever? Like maybe songs.
I almost said songs. Weird. That's weird.
Strange. What about...
But you don't know if it will or won't. But
your goal is to make it last forever, I think, as a creative endeavor.
Yeah, 100%. And technically it will.
Yeah.
Even if it's unliked.
Podcasts, you're right. Yeah. This
could be obsolete in 5 years when everyone's doing Uber podcasts.
Yeah.
And we're just a regular podcast. I don't know. So what else do you think? Where are we going with that?
I was just going like the art and creativity, like all the things that are, I guess, abstract almost, like things that are intended to be like things made for beauty. Like beauty is you're trying to capture a human element.
So physical objects can never be made permanent.
Yeah, I guess you have to copy them indefinitely, right?
How about what's the most
human DNA
durable object? No, that doesn't count.
Because you're replicating it over and over again. Yeah.
But it's different every time.
Yeah.
It's not the exact same. A lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
A lot of screw-ups, intentional. Well, what's the most durable thing? Physical object. Tools?
Diamond.
Like hammer? Hammer?
I say diamond. Am I right,
I'm
Nick?
going with hammer because...
Well, you have to actually use...
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're just picking something from the earth. That's not... Something we made.
So this is the analogy, is that you could buy, what is it, like titanium hammers versus the regular ones, and the regular ones, like, they don't feel as good, they don't hit as hard, strike as hard, I don't know what your definition is, but they may not last as long, honestly. It's the same thing with like it costs more money to be poor than it does to be rich, because the rich can buy the item that is
titanium hammer that'll last a lifetime.
Or feel better, yeah.
Right, and then the poor person has to buy the hammer 3 times.
It's the same.
And the titanium hammer wasn't 3 times as much; it was only 2 times as much.
This is the boots. Like a rich guy could buy boots that last for 10 years because they're slightly more expensive, but a cheap guy has the boots that have cardboard in the sole, and the sole wears through, and he has to buy more boots for more cost over that 10-year period.
Interesting. That's a good point. So planned obsolescence. But I feel like there's also, on the opposite end, the rich guy is paying $7,000 for a brand new technology that in 4 years will be $200 to everyone.
So this is computers and TVs to us.
Technology. Yeah. What's that called? Not technology. Just
I
Best Buy stuff. What's the fun Best Buy stuff? It's like consumer goods, consumer technology, fun cutting edge technology.
There was a word. Headphones. There was a word for it. Technological obsolescence. I think is that what it is?
That makes sense. That could be.
Yep, technical obsolescence. It's where a thing becomes obsolete because new technology supersedes it. Not really TVs. I think TVs have kind of balanced out now.
They have. What's before Bluetooth? Wasn't there a connectivity before Bluetooth that's now gone?
Oh shit!
Wasn't there?
Predecessor to Bluetooth. Let's see this.
Yeah, I'm just curious now. And I know Bluetooth has gone through a bunch of changes, and there's new Bluetooth technology in 4.1 and 4.2 and all that, but was there like some kind of near field technology that never really took off?
IR?
Or how about... Well, that's infrared. No,
yeah,
I mean...
It still exists.
It does. It's for remote controls. Beep, beep. Infrared technology sucks, in my opinion, because my TV remote... Like it's 2019, and when we point at the TV and hit up, it takes like a full 1 second to move up. And I've hit up 3 times now, and it's like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, you're a computer. I pay you guys hundreds of dollars a month. Just make it go quick. Just make it my phone. Okay, make it go quick. The lag is disgusting. Do you think cable will be obsolete at some point?
100%. So there's technological bounds that are supposed to be like 5G is supposed to be the next technology that ups the like internet speed for everybody.
That'd be wild.
It'd be if you no longer need a physical cable. What are we going to be able
to do? Transfer so much information at once that what are our limitations now? Like I can't stream, because I can stream most of the stuff I want, but there's got to be something I'm totally not even thinking of. Like
I think ballpark, it's like 10 times faster, so it can support like 10 times as many devices. So it could be like your home's wireless internet could come from 5G.
That's pretty cool.
That's insane.
But I mean, there's probably a use we're forgetting here. Like you'd be able to download the dictionary and its definitions all within, You
could be able to call people with a voice.
That's going to be obsolete soon. I really hope. I actually hate voice technology. I've never liked it. There's not a single device that... It's tedious. it gets it wrong, and then when it gets it wrong, you have to correct it and get it to go backwards just to get it to go ask you again, so you can hope it hears your pronunciation correctly. I talk faster than you, don't I?
I don't know. I think it's that I speak more clearly. Yeah.
The like other things that are obsolete, like that are funny. Like obsolescence is funny too. It's comedy. It's like suspenders. Woo! Hats with a propeller on them. They're obsolete.
That's very specific. Do you have anything that's like? I can't think of anything that's. Well, obviously.
Car phones are funny as hell.
What do you mean, obviously? Battery. Anything that was slow, computer-wise.
Yeah.
Anything that was heavy or thick. A giant TV. You know, the TV.
Oh my god.
They used to have the whole thing of like a giant wall, so you could fit that massive TV in there. You'll what are they got? Like TV cabinet. Like there was a thing. Like no one uses that anymore.
Yeah. TV cabinet. What are they called? CAD TVs? No, I'm using the wrong letter.
CCRT. CAD? Cathode ray tube.
Cathode ray. Yeah, cathode.
Yeah. They used to be like 2 or 3 feet deep, and they used to weigh like 100 pounds because the glass is freaking heavy.
Over 100 pounds. I had to pick up a 45-incher Mitsubishi my dad had.
Man, you hurt yourself.
And it was the best because it was Mitsubishi. They make the best TVs. This is like 20 years ago. Holy crap. No, it was like 15 years ago.
Mine was Panasonic.
Ooh. How about like VHS? So get this. We have... my roommate has a VHS player. Mm-hmm. And it's sitting in like a box in the garage. I just keep wanting to throw it out.
Just move it towards the door. It was like every time you see it, it's an extra inch.
I just want to just throw it in the trash. Like,
there's no way the video, like
plastic.
Did you ever try to play a tape from that?
No.
It degrades over time anyway. It looks like garbage.
What do I need? The yellow, white, red? Do all TVs
RCA.
Still have? Yeah. Do they all still have an RCA connection? I guess they have to.
I don't know if they're going away. The different connections, the different cables.
If you buy a new 4K TV, is it still there? Those connectors in the back?
I don't know. I haven't bought a new technology in a little while.
Maybe
I think they are. I'm going to find this out because I love looking at all the connections.
I read that video games. I love the plugs and the connections.
I seriously do. Like if you go to if you buy a new stereo, I love looking at all the different possibilities of like what you could plug in the back.
You're like optical. Oh, you can do that?
And then I think of all the things I could pass through. Awesome. It's like I could double pass through all the video through this thing.
I could double pass through the video.
No reason at all. Have like a double loop.
Wow. I didn't get this one. There's a web page that I had open that I didn't look at.
Mm-hmm.
Textbooks, planned obsolescence.
Oh, the bastards.
Your professor wants you to buy it, but guess what? Next year, I changed 6 words. You're going to have to buy it again.
Mm-hmm. Or they have codes. You have to use the code to enter the online class. That's so backwards because it's an old technology using a new technology to make you buy it.
That is wild. When you think about it, it's like, hey, really you just need the internet, so buy my textbook. That's bullshit. There, we said it. Cars, consumer electronics. Did you know light bulbs?
So like the new light bulbs, they say they last forever, but the electronics in them are shittier than the actual light part of it. Like a light bulb used to be just like the filament. Now the LEDs will last pretty much forever, but the electronics that control the LEDs will die.
I will tell you something wild. Did you know some of Thomas Edison's early light bulbs can still shine today?
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a bunch of the other stuff they have put in there because manufacturers decided that I think 1,000 hours would be the max they should get out of a light bulb. So they made it so that they wouldn't last that long.
So if you have a thicker filament, I guess it lasts longer, right? It's more durable?
Probably. I'm not sure the correlation between thicker, thinner, light filaments. I have no idea. I'd have to be smarter than I am. But what these companies, manufacturers, people do is they make one part that's hard to get or replace, like a thin rubber like mallet shaped kind of like a Cherokee Indian in a dime pattern with a bevel edge. And like you have to use that, and if you replace that, the light bulb would last for another 1,000 years. But like, where are you going to get that piece? Like they know, like they don't sell it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's that one piece that is the crux.
Mm-hmm. And they know it'll break. They know it won't last. A lot of people use plastic where they should use metal. There's a famous iPhone example. I think the iPhone used these weird screws. And
they got rid of the earphone jack. Headphone jack?
Oh, they get rid of the headphone jack. They're trying to make something else obsolete, so you have to buy wireless headphones. Correct.
I'm getting mad because I'm trying to find some input porn, but there's no input porn for these TVs.
Input porn? I've never heard that. That's wild.
They're getting so... It bothers me that like a $1,000 TV has like almost no inputs. Like I can't see... I want to see a bunch of inputs. Give me every input.
Fashion is the most interesting one because it's like it's driven by industry, but like I would not wear this out. You know what I mean? Probably not.
I think people might endear themselves to you if you did wear that out, though. Like this guy, he's still living in the past.
Wow, this guy gets it. This friggin' guy.
Grateful Dead?
This friggin' guy. Yeah, they probably think I was a deadhead or something like that.
Probably. No. But the things that... I try to make things last as long as I can, but...
I know you do.
Like, how long do you own a car for? Oldest car?
The longest I owned a car was probably the Lexus. The Lexus ES300 I bought from my aunt had 210,000 miles on it. She sold it to me for $3,000.
Nice.
Guess what? I got it to like 270, and then someone rear-ended it or whatever, and it just...
That was it?
No.
What happened?
I got rear-ended in the Firebird, the 92 Firebird, and that destroyed it.
You can't remember. Your memory is obsolete.
That's true. Did I sell? I think I traded it in when I got the Mustang. Yeah, I traded in my Lexus for a Mustang. And I got like, I don't know, $2,000 for it or something. But it had close to 270,000 miles on it. Broke down on 95 once. That was funny.
I'm trying to think what of all the things that broke. And because I had a car that was 14 years old. So you had like the cigarette lighter broke. Like various electrical things broke. Like you had to get sensors and stuff replaced, which is understandable.
Sensors are the worst. O2 sensors.
Yeah, stuff that's... I don't know that it's entirely necessary until you take your transmission or your O2 test. You get your emissions test. Transmission emissions test.
Yeah, I don't know the legality and the rules, but they're there for a reason, I guess. But maybe there's a planned obsolescence in cars too. I know there is, but... Okay.
No, I was just thinking, like my old car, even the sunscreen, that thing broke. Like the various little things stopped working. Like as long as I could drive the car, it was okay. But the AC stopped working. But that's supposed to be a closed system. It breaks. Things break, so it's hard to tell.
I work with a guy named Pangelo. We'll call him. Okay. He makes enough money, but he refuses to get a new vehicle. He drives a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's like a 98. It makes more noise than God when he turns it on because something's wrong with it. Also, he has so many holes in this vehicle. I can't believe it. When he bought it from someone for $500 3 years ago, he's like friends with a guy who does inspections and stuff. He said, I'll pass it this time, but it's probably going to die, in 6 months. This is 2.5 years later. The guy keeps saying there's no way it'll last. He just keeps driving it, dude. That thing has so many holes in it. I can hear it from a block away. It is beat to hell. He could afford a new one. He just keeps driving it. He's like, I'm just going to wait till it dies. He's like, I can hear the transmission. Oh, it's gone. He's like, it's just going to stop working one day. He's like, but I thought that 3 months ago. And I'm like, it's wild. And it doesn't pass inspection, but he hands the guy some money and it does.
It happens anyway.
I know.
I had that That happened to me once. I had the guy fix a bunch of stuff so it would pass inspection. And when it didn't, he was like, okay, I'll just, here you go, you're good. Wink,
what vehicle was that with?
That was the Volvo.
Yeah. That's a good car.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Until the end, and then it costs a bunch of money. So what, like even, I mentioned DNA, but really our DNA is limited by telomeres, right? So there's planned obsolescence in our own
planned obsolescence in our
body.
own DNA. Is that where we're heading tonight? Yeah, that's probably where we're heading.
That's why I wore the water bear shirt, because the water bear doesn't have telomeres, or it does and they don't reduce. So like every time you replicate DNA, it cuts a telomere off. I don't know what's the real scientific.
Just replicating. Is it meiosis? I don't know. No, that's mitosis. Sexual reproduction. Mitosis is a regular whatever. We should have an expert in biology on in the next few episodes. That's a good idea. Yeah. That's a great idea.
See if we can find one.
We should talk about something more fun.
Yeah. We will.
I bet we will.
So we're even designed to fail because I think we're in competition with each other to make the best DNA. So you can't always have the best DNA around. Like it has to go somewhere. It has to disappear so that new DNA is made.
Touch on, but you're kind of, before we get to what you're saying, because I think that's a good way to wrap it up. Planned obsolescence is inexpensive in the short run, expensive in the long run. It's also a lot of litter. Like,
garbage.
The world is going to be littered with garbage cell phones, like Nokia brick phones. Like that brick phone will probably still be working for most people today, right?
Yeah, I think so.
But all the phones between the brick phone and now are just thrown out. Lithium batteries everywhere. There's all sorts of things we buy and then just throw out because it's cheaper to just buy a new one. It ends up a more gross litter effect. It probably attributes for like a quarter of our litter is my guess. I literally made that number up. I have no clue what I'm basing it on, but probably a quarter of our litter is just obsolescence. Like, what are you going to do with the VHS? What are you going to do with like a 15-year-old TV? What are you going to do with all this stuff? Like an old car that doesn't work. Like you can't do anything with it. We're not going to break it back down into metal and then make something out of it. We're not recyclers. Recycling doesn't work. We've already done that.
Yeah, we did an episode on this, and we had like something like the average American family produces enough trash to fill like their front yard in a year. And then like all that trash just gets put in a landfill and then buried. So like it's not like most of it we don't do anything with. It's just a heap of garbage. So there's 50 million tons of waste each year that is, most people say, is associated with planned obsolescence. Electronic waste.
Tell me that's like a quarter of our waste, because that's what I said. Remember? I base that number on nothing. If I base it on nothing and it's exactly 25%, I owe me $1. If it's not, then listen, guys, I was shooting in the dark. There was no way I can know for sure. Let's see.
I don't know that it's going to give you on, let me say, 50 million tons of waste this year. What's total tons of garbage?
That's why I got you doing the lifting, dude. Say 200.
Let me see. 230 million tons of trash.
Million?
Yeah.
I was that close? Dude, I was like close. 20%.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I shot in the dark. Damn, I'm good. That's like 20%. I said 25. Yeah. I'm close.
CRT monitors. All game cartridges.
Damn, I feel good. Whew.
It's disturbing how much trash we produce and that we can keep producing it. There will be a period in time in our future where we're like, we're out of stuff. We need to go to the landfill and like go hack this stuff up.
We'll be able to make stuff out of CRTVs and stuff.
We'll mine
Z-bots.
I'm mining CRTVs right now.
It might be the future of technology or the future of industry. Using trash. Because it's free.
Derelict. What the fuck was that?
Somebody fell.
Are they making noise now?
No, that's why I was letting you talk so I could make sure everyone's okay. Nope, no screaming. So they're either dead or okay.
I want like a really delayed, like, ow!
That would be great. It'd be good for the podcast. So let's talk about planned obsolescence of man. Again. We already did. It's hard. I can't rehash things.
We did touch on this where our DNA is shortening and we have a certain number until we like hit senescence, and senescence is like the planned obsolescence of man. Right?
Why don't I know that word?
Senescence? It's where your cells know when they're done. They stop.
Right. They reach a point where they've reproduced enough times where they will stop. They will literally just be like, we're done.
Yeah.
It's the end of our chain.
We made it.
But I didn't know that word. That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird because we did an episode on it.
Senescence it is, folks. But so everything will eventually be obsolete. All physical things, right? We kind of agreed, except genes, right?
Because they can have rips in them and they're still good.
Ironic. I had a pair of jeans that I wore through high school, like as my fun jeans, and they got holes in them. And then I wore it to work every day, like in college.
Okay.
And then I wore them after college, and the holes got bigger and bigger to the point where there was like a big hole above my thigh. So I duct taped them on the inside. And when I would do jobs like weed whacking or something like
you got your dirty jeans.
Every few months I would do that. Oh my God, those jeans got nasty. But they got to a point where I couldn't do any more with them. They were dead. So sometimes jeans do. So the planned obsolescence of man is just respond to this text message I just got about the remote and the batteries that dropped under the couch.
Is that the couch noise? Is that what you heard?
That was the batteries, actually. Loud, you would think, for batteries.
No, that doesn't sound accurate.
No, it was the batteries from the remote dropped. And everything's got planned obsolescence, folks. Relationships, our lives, everyone you love. Eventually they'll be
Let's talk about the planned relationships. I mean, the planned obsolescence in relationships.
Is that a thing?
I don't know, because I feel like once you reach a certain point...
Hold on. Someone getting married for a green card.
I was thinking like your passion is to procreate, and then once you procreate, you, as a man, you're looking for the next mate. That's what animals do. I'm just quoting the animal world here.
A man is just talking for the animals.
I think it's all around us, except in the creative endeavors, really. It's the ones that you're trying to preserve.
Make them last forever.
Yeah.
Trying to make something that echoes beyond eternity, to quote Gladiator. What we do in life echoes in eternity. Is that?
Yeah.
Well, that's one battery.
What is above you? Is there a carpeted room above you? No.
Wood. All wood.
Why
all
do they have
day,
such
baby.
a hard time putting batteries into a remote?
Some of us had surgery recently, so we're struggling with things.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we like you, folks.
Folks,
what did we cover?
Thank you for tuning in. We covered everything about planned obsolescence, how those nasty companies like Apple are effing you up your BHOLE, and they're making your phone stop working. Every time there's an update, folks, look at me. I'm pulling my hair straight up.
Ba-da-ding.
Ba-da-ding, ba-da-ding. But seriously, there's a little truth to it. Probably not exactly truth, because I don't think there'd be money in it. Video games are made obsolete. That's why they're not backwards compatible. Not because they can't, but because they don't want to. They want you to buy the new stuff. Everything's forward compatible. Nothing's backwards compatible. If it is, it costs a lot of money and it's garbage. TVs, everything. VCRs, Blu-ray. Soon there's going to be a new technology that makes all your Blu-ray discs garbage. Okay?
HD DVD.
Is that the one?
They didn't accept
it was
porn.
Against Blu-ray?
Yeah, and they lost.
And porn won. Correct.
Yeah.
All this stuff's going to be obsolete. You can go with it. You can buy new fashion. You can buy new TVs. You can buy new technology. You can buy new cars. There's a new one. There's the 07. There's the 04. There's the 14. There's the 16. There's a 2018. There's a 2019. But if you're a real man, you can just stick with what you got. And if it works, it works.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying to you. What do you say?
I say, what's that on the back of your neck?
That will never go out of fashion, folks.
Yeah. It's on the back of your neck. Okay. Have a good night.
We like you, folks.
We do like you.
A lot.
Quite a bit.
Check out our Soch before it's obsolete. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.